applications that data science can be used and utilized. I think Johan has done the work, so we're going to get him to share his experience with how he has leveraged on data science.
Thank you. Thank you everyone to be there, and I will try to make you understand my journey that I'm currently doing. So here you have data that it's a social enterprise that is in corporation for the moment, and that's my current move from normal corporation to social enterprises and impact or social and environmental. So the goal here, I will is, as it was said before, everything now is data because everything is digital. When you push some information on the website, it's the data that is in the backend that you are pushing. When you have anyone coming to your website, after you know what he's doing, so you're catching this data and you have more data, you are going to build something more intelligent and you will recommend a product. So everything, this kind of hyperloop, it's a new trend actually. And when you talk about digital, you always talk about data. That's just something to keep in mind because a lot of people are discussing about digital transformation and a lot of things around that are linked to data. This is just my definition of the data scientist that I like in one representation. You need a lot of different things and you see it's something totally different. You have everything that was said before, so I will not go into details, but you have all the technical fields and the communication and visualization fields. And honestly, working for companies that was not used to data science, 30,000 employees, 3 times older than Singapore, so based in 1850s. You have a lot of things to change and to make the people go with you in this journey. It's very difficult. So you have a lot of awareness, a lot of discussions, and if you don't have easy understanding of what you are doing, it's finished. You lost everyone. So it's very, very important. But one thing that for me is very important, it's changing a little. You need a lot of various skills to have a data science team in your company, but you don't have to be a unicorn. Honestly, if you don't know everything, you're not a perfect mathematician, you're not a perfect software developer or whatever, it's not important. Now, more and more, as it's maturing, you will have teams, and everyone will be a little more an expert, for example, on data preparation. For example, you look on the Google certification, you have one specific one, it is the data engineering part. So taking the raw data that is not structured to structure that, and after you will have a mathematician looking more in details on the best model for that, and after you will have someone that will communicate on this. So you will see, and you have also the guy, one, see it's more and more mature, that is putting everything in industry in the operationalization phase. Is very important with the data architecture. So you'll have plenty of work around that. And they are all super important. So you can find a way to enter the data science world by one door. You have a lot of doors. And the only unicorns that you have, it's the guys that are super highly paid in US. You have no one in Singapore, honestly. You have no one in France, like French do. And the guys are leaving and going to the US or this kind of thing. So for the moment, it's very, very specific, and it will change as it's more and more easy to go, and the tools are changing. Before, you had to code everything and to know exactly the mathematics in the back. Now, you have tools that are just drag and drop and clicking tools, and you are doing machine learning. But it's better if you know the basics, for sure. So you are now in more and more easy. That's my key thing. So now, more on the journey from, let's say, for-profit to non-profit work. For me, I was always a volunteer for different kind of activities for students and this. So I did a lot of that, and I really wanted at the moment to combine that kind of impact that you can have in your extra day with my day-to-day life. I have some kind of expertise in the data. It's something that is scarce and there is a need. That's cool for me. It will be cool for you if you don't receive it. But it's not enough. If you miss something in your life that is more maybe personal, it's not working that much. So I needed to just merge the social and environmental impact and my skills to become, let's say, it's what I said at the beginning, an earthy data scientist with a big focus on the impact. And as before, if you are an earthy data scientist, you can apply that on everything. Because data science, as we said before, and I will not spend time here, you can apply that to every kind of business, every kind of innovation, every kind of information. You can work on this and go for the data science. So you have different ways for you to go for data science with impact. And the first one is to just keep that at an extra activity from your work. And you have a lot of meetups, activities, and this around the world. And the one that you can find in Singapore is DataCamp. You will find it in 2014. And you can just go and learn. And so I really encourage you to go to these kind of activities. Honestly, it's not big experts. You have some, but it's not only big experts. It will be guys that will help you to learn and to work on some real projects. And it's projects for social enterprises and NGOs. So that's the cool thing. After that, if you want to go further, you have the events like the hackathons, or even just to try, you are going to a startup accelerators program, just like this. You have a few friends, few students, whatever. You find an idea and you just see how it is. Honestly, it will not cost you anything, and you will see that in fact every startups now are talking about data. And it was very funny for me. I went for Idea Sync last year, just to talk a little about my company, because I knew that it was a tech competition, so I will not win that with my consultancy company, for sure. But everyone is including data, machine learning, artificial intelligence, whatever the buzzword that they are putting in that, it's data stuff that they have. And very often, they don't have anyone to take care about this. So I went to them and said, oh, okay, which is your IT or at least IT or data science guy? Oh, we don't know, we'll see that after. Okay, good. So you will see that you can join early stage startup or whatever, even if you want to learn a little with them, and well, it's fun. And clearly the hackathons are very good. So you can change and go for the paid jobs. You have part-time jobs, like it's more summer camp or thing like this. And after, you have the possibility to go for a permanent position. And it's what I'm trying to do with DataTeam. But you can do that for different kind of companies. And now more and more companies are going into that. So you have big tech companies that are doing a little the shift and make some of their resources working on social things. So you can have sometimes the possibility to work with NGOs for X months. What they call the data angel. After, you can have other companies. Data kinds, you can do that a little in the US, but not as a data scientist, more on the organization of the events. But you can still find these possibilities. And after, you have all the environment of the B Corps. So it's a big certification that is saying that you are a company for good. And after, all the social enterprises and NGOs. You can find position directly in this kind of businesses if you want. And here you will mix the impact that you want to have with your skills. I will just show you a few examples. Yeah. And so the two that I want to highlight a little, it's data science for social good, because they are doing a lot of projects in the US, and data kind, because they are in Singapore, and you can join them. Just so I will just begin with data kind. You can see, so data kind, you just go on the website and you have all, not all the projects, but kind of the more advanced projects they did. And you can see that it's about people, it's about the environment, impact for social, and stuff like this. And just to give you an example more here, this one, well, it's not about missing children like they are not lost. But it's the goal is to identify. It's a targeting tool to identify the children in need of hospice. And it's exactly as if you are doing that for a mailing campaign for marketing. You have to target the people and identify your population. Here you are doing the same, but for let's say a positive impact. And the second one, so data science for social good. If you go there, you will see that they have even bigger projects, and a lot with cities, for example, in the US. And I will just highlight one, just to change of topics. It's about pollution, for example. So you have a lot of things around geographic data, and to predict which area you will have more pollution, and this kind of application. So that was some example. Honestly, there are a lot on the website. I'm not going into details, but I think with these two websites and even more, after you just check the few, I can share the slides. If you share, for example, the Code for America or this kind of websites, you will find a lot of projects. And I think it's good for you. You will have all, for example, the Kaggle project or whatever examples we talked before. And these ones, and like this, you will find a lot of good ideas to apply data science. And just to give you a word of what I want to do, because it will be in Singapore, so I think it's interesting for you. So DataP is a consulting company. The goal is to work with every kind of companies, but playing a little the role of Robin Hood. That makes that you are working with, for example, my current company. I'm working for a big company. I can still be a consultant for them, but I will have, let's say, a full price that allows me to work with small social enterprise that is not able to afford this kind of services because it's often quite expensive services. And as I earn enough money with the big corporates, I can distribute that to the small ones that have an impact in Singapore and worldwide. So that's the goal. And just to talk about the digital and data program, even if it's nothing official yet, I want to work with a lot of freelancers, but also to make people enter this field. So how I can do that? If I need resources, people working in data science, how can I be sure that they are good enough or to make them learn? It's with real projects. So we can work together on small projects about social enterprises and a little like data kind, but in a more continuous way. And just for information, normally data kind should be my partner. So it's, we are not at all in competition. The goal is just that they are only on the volunteering part, and I just want to support them to go further, and we will work collaboratively. So no worries. And I will not enter the rest. So don't be shy. Nobody, you could just speak. And if you have any question, I can have it now if you have time. And otherwise, you can just drop me a message on LinkedIn, answering normally in the day, or by mail. So, and I will stay here all the day until the end of the event. So, if you have if you want to discuss something, only on the technical part, only on the social aspects, how it is to work in a big corporation, how it is to launch this kind of activities in Singapore, do not hesitate. I will be happy to share that with you. So if you have any question. Otherwise, it's good.
I'm really interested in data for like social or say economic. I work in that area as well, so I'm looking at say like World Bank data or something, and making that useful or trying to use it in different ways. I mean, do you see a large? Is it really like booming with like say World Bank APIs available or things like that? Is it kind of? I mean, I don't see it moving as fast as say corporations, right? So, what is the need for, or what is the demand for it?
And I will be honest, everything is not moving as fast than we think. Just to give you an example, in my current company, we are working with Google services. And we were invited to present things because they think that we are well advanced on that. Honestly, we are not that advanced on this thing, just that putting things in really in your day-to-day business, it's not an easy thing. There is a lot of change management, it's taking time, you need the data, and it's really taking time. It's sure that just technology, if you just look at the technology, we can do everything with this. But after you have all the business silos. For example, even sharing the data in my own company, it's like super difficult. We have, let's say, 15 businesses, and I'm in a share service, and we can identify sometimes that people are working on the same topic. So just say to them, oh, you can work together, you are exactly on the same topic and you don't have exactly the same data, but we can combine that and make something just that will be good for everyone. Say, oh no, it's my data, it's my business. So about the fact that you can share the data, let's say it's not technology. And one thing that is very important, digital and data, it's something that enables innovation, but it's not the innovation. The innovation is coming from the people, from the business ideas, and all your activity. You have just a new tool that is more and more efficient to support this innovation. But the innovation is not coming from the thing itself. It's very, very important. So for the, let's say, the open data stuff, it's not easy, and you will have even more. I think it will be more and more open. The thing is that you have more and more people fighting, let's say, to free the data. Because until now it was a really proprietary thing. It's my data, and I will personally work on a project on this on Singapore. So if you want, we can talk for sure.
Any other questions? Okay, if there's no other question, let's give Joanne another round of applause. Thank you very much. We're going to have a refreshments break. The refreshments are outside. Let's come back at 11:40.